Good afternoon. We had another distinguished speaker that he came from a company. I think this green fund is already made, or the exactly name it is different from your organization.
The green fund is the actual name.
And I think that we met a couple of years ago, and then just to be aware that in Athens there are the Acropolis, there are the Parthenon, there are Licabetto, and then there is a fantastic building that belongs to Green Fund. And being Italian, I saw there is some Italian way of construction, your fantastic headquarters. I believe that what we receive now, it is another message, and also it is one of our objectives to receive different message from different distinguished guests, and all what we need to do it is to digest, because to give a message is very important, but more importantly to digest and to apply what they propose to us. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Enrico. Thank you very much for the invitation and the excellent organization, and also thanks to your colleagues. I believe you were talking about our beautiful building called Villa Cazzulli, which any of you can visit virtually. If you access our website, prasinotamio.gr, you will see our newly developed virtual tour of Villa Cazzulli, which is a beautiful building, and a lot of information in this tour. So today I will say a few words about the Green Fund, this public organization, and its scope and its aims. And then I will focus on one of the projects that are being implemented in the Green Fund, a LIFE project. As you know, LIFE projects are projects for the environment. LIFE is the financial tool of the Commission to support projects for the environment. So if we can move to the second slide and the third. The Green Fund is a public authority, as I said before. It was established in 2010. And it has a lot of income, lots of sources of income, mostly from planning and environmental fines that are made to offenders, and some income also from forests, from the Blue Fund as well, and a lot of sources. Unfortunately, not all its capital is available for spending due to financial restrictions, national financial restrictions. But with the available budget, we are able to fund a lot of projects that are being implemented in our funding programs. Next, please. So our goals are focused in developing the environmental and supporting and implementing the environmental legislation of Greece, and this is achieved by supporting public and social interest projects of public and social interest, mostly by supporting public authorities, but other entities as well. And by that means we protect the environment, and we implement projects that improve the environmental conditions in Greece. Next, please. So the eligible beneficiaries of the Green Fund's projects, first of all, is the ministry itself, because the Green Fund is an organization that operates under the auspice of the Ministry of Environment. And then we also fund local and regional authorities, other public authorities, and of course other organizations that are not for profit, like NGOs, social enterprises, and this type of entities. Next, please. Our projects are divided into axes and financial programs, and these axes are then specified in specific measures, and by that way we ensure that our funds are diverted to all specific needs of our customers, as to say, mostly local authorities. Next, please. So some of the projects, programs that are currently open is the one that is actually, it was open until today. It's the research and implementation from the Environment and Innovative Actions 2022 program. This is a program that was for institutions, research institutions and universities that were able to apply for funding. We also have the second priority axis, which is the actions for publicity mostly. And this is the program that funded this event today. We had the pleasure to fund this event here and other, of course, events throughout Greece that are directed to the public, and they provide knowledge about environmental issues. Next, please. So, as I said, I will focus after this presentation to the role of the Green Fund in LIFE program. The LIFE program in every country has the national focal points, and we are lucky to have our director, the general director of the Green Fund, Mr. Protopapas. He is the focal point for LIFE program in Greece. And through the project that we first implemented in 2016, a capacity building project called the Greek LIFE Task Force, we were able to bring more strategic LIFE projects in Greece. Next, please. So, through this project, three specialists were hired, me as a resource efficiency expert, and two of my colleagues, one for biodiversity and one for climate change. And we had the mandate to support the ministry to develop proposals for the integrated projects that were available by LIFE, three for each country, one in each sector. And we were successful, and we managed to have the ministry as a lead partner for these strategic projects. Click, please. Again. So the first one that was successful in 2017 was the IP for Natura integrated project with a 17 million euros budget, 4 of which is being given by the Green Fund as a support and a cover of own financing of the beneficiaries. Then the next year, the next integrated project was successful. Click, please. It was the Adapting GR. This project with 14.2 million euros budget is working on climate change adaptation, and it has very important activities regarding the ability of our built and natural environment to adapt to this climate change that we are facing. And then in 2018, we managed with our efforts to be successful for the LIFE IP, the Say Greece project, the circular economy implementation in Greece, with for 15 million budget euros, and 2.5 of which comes from the Green Fund. So this project with a short name Circular Greece, No Time to Waste, is being currently implemented, and it has a lot of actions that are trying to improve the conditions of mostly waste management in Greece, a sector that we are still falling behind. And also, in parallel, implement activities that are more related to circular economy, because as you know, circular economy is a very wide term, and it includes a lot of sectors, and it runs almost horizontally to all types of activities. It's a project that has 20 beneficiaries, and we are one of them. So we have some pilot activities that are being implemented mostly in islands of the Cyclades and in Alonissos as well, in Sporades. The Daphne network, Mr. Komninos is also beneficiary of this project that we mentioned. And we are trying to implement proper and proper waste management in all the islands that are part of our project. And we are trying to build green centers in the big cities, in the two big cities that are part of our project, in Thessaloniki and Athens. Green centers is a very common practice in Europe. There are small areas that citizens can bring their stuff, products, or useless things, and there they can be repaired, they can be resold, they can be reused, and this is the essence of circular economy. First of all, we have to see what we can repair, and then if we cannot, then we can reuse it in other ways. Recycling is at the bottom of circular economy. It's like what landfilling used to be. In circular economy, recycling is the last thing we can do. First of all, we have to reuse stuff. It's becoming very, very difficult to build these green centers in the big cities because there are many problems with available areas, and the licensing is a very big problem. And we are leading the way, and we are hoping that the results of these activities will help other municipalities also to replicate our activities. Implementation of food waste reduction activities, collection of hazardous household waste, a stream which is very small, very specific, but very toxic. We will implement this full scale in the municipality of Athens and in the region of West Macedonia. Implementation of financial tools like the pay-as-you-throw scheme. As you know, in Greece, we pay for our waste in the municipality depending on the area of our house, not depending on the waste that we throw, which is almost crazy. We are trying to rationalize this, and we will have in our project the first full-scale municipal implementation in the municipality of Vari Voula Vouliagmeni, which is a very good example in waste management, generally speaking. But this pilot project is expected to give great results. And other also important activities, but I don't want to take all of your time, so please let's move forward. Of course, impacts from this project are very much expected. We have delays like all big projects. The duration of our project is 8 years. We are falling behind, but we are struggling to do our best. And you will be able to see all our deliverables on the website of the project. I've also brought some leaflets in English and in Greek where you can freely take and read about our project. And also one of our roles in the project is to monitor complementary funding, meaning all the funds that are diverted from other programs and sources to our common purpose, which is waste management. So we take a lot of data from the ESPA authorities and we process it, and we are trying to understand the level of implementation of all these projects that have been accepted by ESPA. Unfortunate to say, please click. Well, it's the next one. I will come back to that. In the region of Peloponnese, we have quite a few projects that have been approved. These are data from January, from the Special Authority of ESPA. I think the amount is around 68.6 million euros that have been successfully accepted by the program. But as you can see, contracting has not progressed a lot, and spending is still at a zero level, meaning that there is and this is not only the case for Peloponnesus, it's almost similar situation with most of the regions in Greece. We have a lot of projects that the maturity level of this project is at a very low level, and this inhibits the absorption of funds. And the programming period is coming to an end. All these projects must finish by the end of 2023, otherwise funding will be cut. And then we will have to reapply, if it is possible, in the next programming period with the new ESPA project. So it's quite crucial, and it's quite important for local authorities to understand that the maturation process is a key element in order to absorb funds. Without a proper study, without proper planning, it's impossible to absorb funds, because it used to be a joke back in the old days. Funds are really available, but we have to be prepared in order to absorb, in order to apply and really implement projects. Projects can be really innovative, very forward-looking, but they cannot be implemented if they are not part of a specific plan that has been approved. All the technical studies have been implemented in order to start building stuff. So if we go back to the previous slide, just to mention a few of the financial tools that are available for local authorities and for the central authorities as well, that have been investigated as part of this Life IP project. So there are very good examples in European countries that the central authorities have given the capacity to regional and local authorities to support activities in the region that prevent waste management and support them financially. So the regional authorities have the ability to put to give extra money to authorities and projects that prevent waste management. Other financial tools is the one that I mentioned before, the pay-as-you-throw scheme, that is a very strong element of circular economy. Then it's the green public procurement, which is also an important element. We have a very new and very well-built national strategy for green public procurement, and it's something that all municipalities should look into, because the examples and the way to move forward is to turn the public sector, which is one of the biggest consumers, into green consumption. I remember when we first, when I worked in an NGO, we first introduced recycled paper to a very big bank in Greece. Suddenly, after the bank adopted this activity, Greece became the largest recycled paper consumer in the Balkans, just by one bank in Greece adopting this type of procurement. And of course, the benefits are endless. And it's not something very difficult to implement. We implemented ourselves when we purchase IT equipment, for example, in the Green Fund. We have introduced all the necessary standards that need to be in a procurement. And of course, the providers have complied, and they give us everything that is greener. And of course, there are a lot of advice for insurance companies, for banks, and for investors. Taxonomy also is working this way in order for them to start directing all their funds to sustainable activities and promote sustainable funding. So please, let's move forward, not to the next, but the last one, but I think it's the end of the presentation. Well, yes, this is, I have been talking with the mayor about that. The time present that was given to Elafonisos for 2 years to transport waste to the mainland. But these 2 years need to be invested hardly into infrastructure and works that will reduce waste and will not bring Elafonisos back to the same position that it's today. And in 2 years, Elafonisos will not need anymore to send waste and pay a lot of money to the mainland, but will be able to reduce its waste, become more sustainable, and be able to manage its waste. So, thank you very much. Just before the end, it's the activities of capacity building that we are planning to do as a project. It's still far away. We will start by the end of next year, and we will be in Peloponnesos. If you click the next slide, please. In September 2023, to give a seminar to all the relevant stakeholders, including regional authorities of core and local authorities, for all the elements of circular economy, which are many, believe me. The aspects of circular economy are a lot, and we will try to inspire them and support them to update their local waste management plans with all these activities that can improve really the conditions. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. I believe your message is very clear, and now it is up to us to implement and to go ahead with your proposal. What I understood well it is that you could have a fantastic project, but not well describe it, you have no chance to get it. The best way is to have the best project, but well describe it. In order that it's better to have well described it and not fantastic project. It's better to have very good project and very well presented. I believe that my suggestion is instead to make a answer question the fact that you could remain also tonight with us and also Major Stalco with us. The best way it is to make at the end eventually some question, because I believe that the waste management is something that is struggling a lot our association. I believe that you have some experience.